Yo, I'm gonna try and do this new series. Oh, what's up, guys? By the way, with like a TLDR for patch notes. So there's like I'm looking at the other content creators and like some 30-minute, 20-minute videos going over these patch notes. And like maybe if you want to sit there and have someone read it to you, yeah, that's fine. But that's not something I'm gonna do on this channel anymore. I've done it a couple times in the past, but it's just like stale content in my opinion. So basically, we're getting new Hall of Trials, we're getting new things, we're getting another story chapter, new AP shop here, they give another Breath of Orbis, attack piece armor, which is sweet. But this is the main thing I really want to talk about. This is like, I'll give my initial thoughts on the new 3-star heroes. I'm not going to read, I don't care what their description is. So this is an Earth Warrior, he's a Libra. We're just going to go over them real quick. So his S1 here punches the enemy, 50% chance to use Satisfying Strike instead of Gazelle Punch. Satisfying Strike is a successful attack, will always be a critical hit, so he has a 50% chance to always crit. So S2 is a passive, which is a 50% chance to counterattack. I'm not going to do low ball stuff because we mola everything for free now, or skill up everything for free. So, and 100% chance to stun for 2 turns. He's not bad for a 3-star, to be honest. Max Mola, I think this dude, or Max Skill Enhanced, I think this dude could be pretty good as an Earth Bruiser. He's like a baby MLkin. Is the best way to put him. So you can actually build him like MLkin. You don't need to put him on counter, because he already has a counter. He's a warrior, right? So you can run like Sigurd's on him. Maybe even like L's Fist or something if you don't have Sigurd's. But I think it'll be pretty good. I'm kind of interested to see how his animations look for his S1, whether it changes or not. But I think he's a decent unit. Like, I think he's a lot better than a lot of 3-stars we have in the game right now that don't get a specialty change. So if this guy gets specialty changed, I think he's going to be really good in the future. This chick, I think, is by far the best one we're getting. So she's an Ice Warrior. She's also a Libra. They're both Libras. Yeah, they're both Libras. Okay. She's actually insane. So her S1, she just attacks and then gives herself 20% CR. Her S2 is 50% crit on a passive, which is nuts. So she gets an innate 15, right? And that's not even including anything she might get from Awakenings. So she has 65% crit for free. So you could literally build her pure damage. We don't know how her multipliers are going to be. I'm sure we'll find that out. But I think she's going to be like the premier Dogwalker. Like, this chick is a Dogwalker. And she can be used for like speed clearing, maybe Banshee 11, maybe A11. I think she could be used in an A11 speed clear over like Vivian or something, because if you get her to do enough damage to where she can kill stuff and she resets her thing, and then when the first turn comes around and she hits those eggs and kills all the eggs, so she can be used there. That's really it though. She might be able to be used in PvP, I don't know, just because of how hard she's going to hit. She's definitely going to be a cleaver. It depends on how her scaling is here. But I think she's just going to be a better Dogwalker. You might be able to cleave with her, but I don't think her modifiers and her stats are going to really support cleaving. But dog walking, I definitely see being able to do here. As long as she does enough damage to kill something, and she gives herself attack buff, she's going to have enough damage to pretty much kill everything on most stages. So she's pretty sick for that. This dude, it's a Fire Thief, a Leo. Yeah, because we need more Leos in the game. 80% chance to decrease hit for 1 turn with speed scaling. Cool. Attacks enemy with wind pressure, activates wind pressure again when enemy is defeated. Damage dealt increases. Okay, another speed modifier. So he kills one thing and then he uses it again. That's whatever, I guess. I don't know. An attack buff and a self speed buff. I think this guy's kind of trash. to be honest. But I mean, he's a 3-star, you know. You can't really expect much out of him. But I don't see him really being used anywhere. Like, he's just not good. Maybe if he gets a specialty change later. But, like, where he's sitting right now, I don't see him being very useful. Even at Max Mola. Because it doesn't really give him anything. Like, unless the scaling on these, because I'm guessing this is just going to have, like, his S3 is just going to have a cooldown because it doesn't, there's nothing else to Mola on it, right? So there's going to be a lot of Mola into his S1 and S2. So, I mean, he could be a baby cleaver. Well, never mind, it's a single target. So, I don't know. I bet you could use this guy with, like, Ice Area Tam. And, depending on the scaling of this wind pressure stuff, you know, hit Ice Area's defense break and then get another turn afterwards. Maybe? I don't know. I think you're kind of forcing him to work if you try doing that, but whatever. He's whatever. Then we have a light night cancer. 75% chance to revoke for 1 turn. Health scaling. He's got a built-in Arius in his S2 as a passive. And then, just read after awakening. Releases strong energy, dispelling all debuffs inflicted on the caster before granting a barrier and immunity. Which is pretty good. Barrier strength increases proportional to the caster's max health, which is also pretty good. So we get another light bait because we need more of those apparently. We already have 4 or 5 really good ones in the game. So why not just give us more light baits? Sure, I guess. This guy's good. He's really good. I think he's probably the best one that we're getting for multi-purpose use. We'll see how his base stats look. But, you know, he's just a light bait. If you don't have a light bait and you get this guy, I would recommend building him if you want to be successful in your Guild War adventures. And then this last guy. Dark Warrior, Taurus, edgy boy. Okay, he hits enemy in the face. I like him already. When using against an enemy inflicted with decreased attack, activates Rock Smash. That makes it an AoE, I guess. So, cool thing is, if you're in a like you're in a scenario where you're hitting multiple things, like you just land like attack buff off of Dizzy on one of those targets, you can target whatever that target is. Granted, your dual attacks will also go to that, but you can force the AoE, you know what I mean? If you're hitting multiple things, and say your attack debuff only lands on one thing. And then his S2, he just puts attack debuff on somebody. Which is interesting, actually. It's a very interesting mechanic. I think they're kind of testing it out with a 3-star hero instead of just doing a passive debuffer on like an ML5 when they first release it. They want to see how people use this. But the problem is I don't think anybody's going to use him, so it's not really going to get tested. I might build this guy if I pull him, because he looks cool. We'll have to see what his sprite looks like in game. But with this here, I don't think he's going to do very much. He might be useful in GVG, I don't know. His S3 attacks enemy with blindingly fast speed. When used against an enemy with decreased attack, decreases defense. So he has a defense break. That's actually interesting. But I don't know, man. Like for example, say there's a counter unit on the other team, right? But if you don't want to AoE, but the target you're trying to kill gets debuffed with decreased attack, and then you're attacking with an AoE into a counter, that's pretty bad. You know, or Elbrus. You know, I don't think he really fits in this meta. It doesn't say what what any of the soul burns do in this actually on any of these characters. I just noticed that. So, soul burn on his S1 is probably just more damage. Probably more damage on all of them, to be honest. So that's all that. So yeah. Continuing with the TLDR, we got Archdemon Mercedes. Sweet, I guess. You can see the specifics of that here. Yeah. Decreased speed. So units that do that. Probably Dizzy. And then we got the new equipments, so I'll go over those real quick. Got the Dingo one here, which is, you know, defense, which is cool. His base defense is better than his base health, so that's nice, I guess. I forget which skill is which. I have him. I think Punishment's S1, Divine Punishment is S2, and then Sacred Power is S3. So, if Sacred Power granted that to whoever used it on, it would definitely make him more viable in a lot more situations, other than just with Ludwig. Defense buff is really cool, but you don't want this guy getting hit anyways, because you want him to do damage to heal. So, I don't know, I think the Cleanse one's the best one, if you're forced to use him somewhere. This is insane. I'm hyped for this. All of them are good. Me personally, I'm gonna keep buying this until I get a 14% of probably the first one here. I just put plus 15 my Charles today, and I want to use that on him. But I'll likely use the highest attack roll until I can guarantee getting a 14% on that one. Probably when it rotates out. So I'll just use the one that has the highest attack roll. Then Tywin gets a health one, which is nice. All these are pretty good, you know. But Tywin does what he wants to do already. I don't know why they gave him an artifact. Same thing with Charles. It's weird, I guess. But maybe in a defensive situation, like all these are more useful when he's in GVG defense. Because I know like he's good paired with like Spectre Tenebria. Like there's some teams that use Tywin with her that are pretty good, and all these are useful in that situation. Or if you pair them with something that wants to debuff, you know, say there's like Angelica or something, and this S1 strips the barrier and the immunity instead of like just the barrier, for example, which is pretty good. For the second one here, where it decreases the cooldown, it has to dispel something. You know, there's a good chance that he just attacks like a fire unit or something that doesn't have any buffs on it anyways. So I don't think that one's really the best option. It's probably going to be either the first one or the last one. But I don't have Tywin, so I don't really know shit. And I guess we're getting Una ones here from her event. I'm guessing that's why that's here. And then they fixed some stuff here for tooltips. We're getting Says. Who cares? I have like 6 of them. Cerlia's getting a Cerila. I can't never pronounce her name right. She's getting a buff. I've never looked at her before or after. So I'm just gonna look. I'm not gonna look at the skill enhances. So she's getting what, a defense break on her S1. That's pretty sick. Then her S. This is her S3, right? Shallows the enemy and Flame of Clarity and the Magic Lantern. Okay, it just burns them. More chance to burn now. Is that the only thing that's different? Grants more souls? No, that's the same. They lowered the cooldown. That's what they did. Okay, so I just burned shit. Cool. Anything else here? They're adding the old special equips to the shop, or the Alchemist Steeple. They nerfed Nilgar here. See? Nilgar. They nerfed him. So, I didn't have a problem triple S-ing it, so it's whatever. This really means nothing. Compensation for this. And then a teaser for a new side story. Sweet, I guess. Maybe we'll get a new limited. We'll just have to see. So, yeah, that's TLDR. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. I wanted to spend more time on the more important things. So, like the special equips and the heroes. The lore and all that crap, I don't really care. But, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.